It was the First World War naval disaster which claimed the lives of over 800 men. On a peaceful night 100 years ago, the battleship HMS Vanguard exploded and sank almost instantly. At the weekend, remembrance services were held in Orkney to mark the tragic accident. Emma Murray reports.
11:20 p.m, the exact time 100 years ago the HMS Vanguard exploded. Descendants, islanders and the Royal Navy gathered in St Magnus Cathedral in Kirkwall to remember one of the most tragic accidents in British naval history. HMS Vanguard had survived the Battle of Jutland, but on the 9th of July 1917 she exploded and sank in a matter of minutes. Only 2 on board survived. Paula Smith travelled from Ipswich to remember her great-uncle Henry Metcalfe, who was only 19 at the time.
I remember my Nana talking about him with a big photo on her wall and always being sad at his loss. He was her little brother and she was the only girl in the family of 4 or 5 and I think she looked after him and couldn't protect him.
Although the exact cause of the explosion that ripped through the dreadnought battleship has never been proved, it's accepted that the most likely explanation was a magazine igniting.
Well, I think the Navy still is a little bit ashamed about it, and possibly rightly so, because these men were under their care. It was so terrible it happened when they were supposed to be safe in harbour.
Since late last year, divers have been carrying out surveys of the wreck in Scapa Flow. The white ensign left there by the Royal Navy in 2009 was replaced and brought to the surface, forming a key part of the commemoration service.
There's a lot of structure still there, boiler rooms, turbine rooms. Her stern's also intact. Lying on her side, her name's clearly visible, and we have some of that imagery out there for people to see. So the Royal Navy chose to fly the new ensign, and they've put a battle ensign on, which is huge. They've flown that from the stern to mark the centenary of her loss.
This book of remembrance contains all of the names of the 843 men who lost their lives on HMS Vanguard and was presented to the people of Orkney, who in turn promised to be the guardians of these stories and memories left by this terrible naval tragedy, forever inscribed into the history of these islands. Emma Murray, STV News, Orkney.